Is Manchester City 1, Everton 0. Here to get into that first half action are club legends Joleon, Lescott and Richard Dunne. Richard, I'll begin with you. First 45 minutes kind of exactly how we thought it was going to be. Well organised Everton, City pushing for the goal, but a good 45 minutes, I think.
Yeah, it was good. It was completely down that one end. You know, the Everton had a little burst at the start of the game, but after 2 or 3 minutes, they fell back into the defensive shape and they became difficult to break down, which we expected. And it took a long time. There was a couple of opportunities from crosses and so on, but it took its time. And the goal came. It was wonderful, and hopefully now it'll open her up for the second half.
Absolutely. I mean, let's just go straight into that goal because it was. I mean, the finish. But I mean, where do we begin with the goal, Joleon?
Wow, the pass, obviously, it's not. We were saying it's not even a chance. Like a right-footed left back gets the ball 35 yards out, and you're thinking that there's no danger.
Yeah.
There's no space to even manoeuvre or function or run in. Like Everton got out pretty well, compact together, and literally within a split second, Raheem is making an action to get in behind, and Cancelo's seen him and picked him up with a ridiculous ball.
I mean, some might say, if Kevin De Bruyne does that 100%. Ball, I don't think we don't speak about it enough, but it's coming from Cancelo, and I guess kind of what we were saying at the start of the show as well, in that final third, I don't think there's a better defender that can create more chances.
No, again, I don't know if there's that many creative players that can. For someone that's so composed in possession, you might get, but then so composed and be able to execute it as well it's different. So there's no area of the pitch that he isn't comfortable.
Yeah, and I know you'll be happy because he's in your fantasy team, but we had the ball in, and then the finish itself as well to take it on the first time from Sterling again was, I guess, great for him, and also shows the ability he has, Richard.
Yeah, and it was not the finish of a man who's lacking confidence. I think the way he took it seemed so natural to him. He knew exactly where he wanted to put it, and it was a very difficult one because so much spin on the ball. To be able to control it and still get in the corner was brilliant. And I thought he was very, very good in the first half, Sterling.
Yeah.
Created lots of opportunities, got himself in the box and deserved that goal.
As well, sorry, Joleon.
No, I was going to say, in terms of that, initially before that, he miscontrolled it, he got cleared, but he didn't kind of had a negative reaction. He was like, get back on side, get back in and try and contribute again. So again, credit to him.
I think as well, I don't know if it was the same for you, but his first action that I picked up on within the first 5 minutes was in one-on-one with Digne, and he went to go take it past him. Now, this season, I think we've not seen Raheem as direct as we know he can be, and I think that probably shows the better side of his game.
Yeah, again, I know he's scored loads of goals from the left, but I always like him on the right.
Agreed.
I think because he will go past anyone at any given time, and on the right-hand side, once he's past them, he can then just put the ball in. And as a defender, if someone goes past you and you feel I can get back because he needs to cut back, it always gives me hope to kind of recover. Where if he's playing against him on his strong side, his dominant foot, and he goes past you don't get back because the ball's going in the box.
Yeah. So good. Sorry, Jordan. Thank you. No. Richard, we will come to the penalty decision that came in just a second, but we were knocking on the ball kind of door beforehand. It was 3 headers, really, which was quite interesting. I think we had Foden popping up with one, Gundogan, then there was Sterling as well, who kind of just couldn't get quite behind it. But it seemed to be the aerial balls in that was our best way of trying to get in behind Everton in the first
3
half.
big lads as well. It was strange because I think as a defender you look at them and go, nah. Doesn't really matter, but the quality of the crossing is so good that it doesn't matter whether they're 6 foot or 5 foot. The ball just landing on their heads, and they were brilliant. And both Foden and Sterling stretching slightly to try and finish it. I thought Foden's header was going straight in the top corner, and Pickford was moving around, and then Gundogan just clipping the top of the bar with his. But it's so interesting when you have players of that height, and you're not afraid to go down the lines and whip balls into the box.
Yeah.
So for a defender, it's still a panic situation, and they've shown that they can create the chances.
Could that we both know that position so well? Could Michael Keane or Godfrey maybe be trying to do a little bit more, or is it tough when you are coming up against that quality? Is it their position that could maybe be a bit better?
Yeah, I think it's the quality, but I don't know what Richard thinks, but I don't feel enough defenders. They put themselves in good positions to the eye, but they're not effective positions to where the man is they should be marking, if that makes sense. So I never see a header contested anymore. It's over a free header. Defenders obviously headed it away, or the strikers always headed it towards goal. There's never a coming together and one's beat the other. They're not crosses, they're passes. So defenders pick up like areas. Oh, this is a dangerous area. Well, it's not dangerous if no one's there.
Yes,
It's only dangerous if someone's there. So the headers don't surprise me that they've been free, because that's what happens in every game. That's not just a criticism to Everton.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the era that we grew up in, isn't it? It's like, right, get yourself into this position. It's like, all right, but there's nobody there. Yeah, but the ball will come there.
Yeah.
But now the quality's so good by the midfielders and the wingers that they just pick out people in the box, and it's like, they don't put the ball in an area anymore. They put it on people's heads.
Yeah.
Score,
So you want to try and keep the area, but more the man.
The space doesn't score and all that business. It's mark your man.
They need Richard Dunne or Joleon Lescott back in there, don't they?
We were space markers.
Probably not in this condition. We got that today.
The penalty decision we saw, kind of obviously maybe thought that was going to be the first chance of goal for us properly. Gundogan had the ball in his hand. We've watched highlights.
Yeah, the right decision, the right outcome. One of the times VAR gets it right, so no complaints from me. Initially, I did think it was a pen. To be fair, I couldn't see from this far away, but once I seen it again, there was not enough contact for him to go down.
Do you think as well sometimes, though, it's from back here you can think it is a penalty, and you can see why the referee has done it, and then that is where VAR actually probably is being used in the right way? Yeah,
that's it. If they get the decision right, well then great. He still wanted it done a little bit quicker, but like I thought it was a penalty. I thought the referee got it right, but then you see the replay and he didn't get it right, but he changed the decision and we carry on.
And then final word on Cole Palmer. First 45 minutes for him. Obviously a tough, well-organised Everton team. What have you made of it?
The biggest compliment I would play is he doesn't look out of place. He hasn't been exceptional, but he's looked part of the system. He looks to understand it. He looks to recognise when to press, when to hold, and when he's got the ball, he's made the right decision, and that's key for any player, regardless of if you're starting your career or coming to the end. If you make the best decisions, you tend to be a good player. So the fact that he's not looked out of place is a credit to him.
He's also actually quite unlucky not to get an assist. There was a beautiful threaded through ball for Bernardo, and Pickford actually probably did quite well there, didn't he?
He did, yeah, and like Joleon says, he's in an area where you've got Fabian Delph and Allen and two centre-halves, and he's still getting lots of the ball. So he's still showing, still wanting to be involved in it, and I thought he's done really well. And you would look at the game and say the second half's going to be a little bit more open eventually, because Everton will have to come, and potentially he can exploit that space. Yeah,
fingers crossed. Okay, let's take a quick look then at today's Cryptic City. We have got it here in the studio, I believe. I say we. Richard Dunne, and then Joleon. Did you have it as well? Did you
no. I had the first part, but then that was it. My second part was way off.
And we're settling on the final clue being ER, I think, is the show.
Yeah.
Once you know it, it's so obvious.
Yeah.
It's so obvious. Hell of a tackle that as well, Richard.
Good tackle.
Good tackle.
I'm trying to figure out where the ball is. Like, is it way behind them?
Ball's out for a throw.
I'm trying to figure out what scenario leads to that.
Well, listen, we actually have had four. We've had about 4 different names coming in for this one. So, all right, we can say that the directors said we can give some of you a clue at home. It's not Robbie Keane. That's the thing. What quite a few of you guys have been guessing.
Oh wow!
It is not Robbie Keane. I don't know. Oh, knee maybe. It's going.
No, but
it's not Robbie Keane.
It's got to be a City player. That's what the clue is. It's not Robbie Keane didn't play for City. So
there you go. So to anyone's doing that, you heard it from Joleon here. Guys, obviously now kind of that will change Everton's game plan. So first of all, let's thinking and looking into the Everton dressing room. What could you see Rafa Benitez be saying?
I don't think it will change. They would have expected to have gone behind. Now it will just mean they would have set up their team or set up the style to be in the game around 60, 70 minutes, regardless of the score. So just be involved. Yes, we may be one down, we may be level, but in terms of where they are, I don't think they'll come out and all of a sudden just think, well, we need to score right away. It will be like, stay in the game. We've just seen them have a free kick last minute of the first half, so then that may be the game plan, to be in the game and then venture a bit more forward towards the last stages.
Guess then on the flip side for City, Richard, they'll be kind of maybe wanting to get an early goal and maybe try and put the game to bed, especially looking ahead to PSG as well.
They will do, but I mean, it goes 50-50, doesn't it? Because City don't need another goal at the moment. Until Everton come out and start causing the trouble, then City can sit back and also win the game. And it's still going to be quite tactical. I think everything is with Benitez, and like Joleon says, it might be the last 10 minutes when he looks to come out and open up and see if they can nick something from it.
Great point, that actually. I guess that's the beauty of the Premier League, and when you get managers like we have here in this league, you know, the players are going to do one thing, but you know, tactically, they're both going to be coming out and trying something a little bit different, which will be remain to be seen.
That's the beauty of the Premier League, like you said. It's the reason why it's so exciting. Not everyone's trying to play and win the same way. It's like, no, we're going to win the way that suits our style and our players, and I don't expect them to come out and just try and go toe to toe and take the handbrake off. I think it will be. Yeah, we're in a strong position. Yes, they have scored, but we're not out of this game.
Would you want to be, Richard, maybe, you know, if we're looking at maybe Diaz maybe looking to potentially come in against PSG or a Mahrez, maybe Pep might want to get at least 20-25 minutes in their legs in the second half if he can do that? Or do you think maybe full rest would be the best thing for them?
Seems like it's quite cold out there. It's a tough one. I think certainly a centre half. I don't imagine coming on. No. I think the two lads will play the game out. If we get another goal, you might see McAtee rather than Mahrez.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't think the manager will have decided what he wants to do yet until the game progresses, maybe 15-20 minutes down the line, and then maybe allow Benitez to make the first move and then counteract it.
Do you know what that could be, Joleon, if you're just looking at the Everton? Is there any players on the bench we want to keep an eye out for?
You'd probably say Dunne. If they're still behind, you're going to need a goal. You bring on a striker, so you could potentially see Richarlison dropping into the deeper role, maybe out wide. But again, I'm sure I'm sure the first sub has impacted what he wants to do.
Yes, yeah.
So again, it's going to be difficult, but they just want to be in with a chance towards the last 15-20 minutes.
Well, thank you, Joleon, Lescott and Richard Dunne. The boys are heading back out the tunnel, so let's get back over to Alistair Mann and Sean Go to a commentary. You can get that on the app. We'll be back at full time, hopefully talking about a correct prediction as well from the lads, because everyone's prediction is still within reach. And join us at full time. We'll speak about the full game and, of course, look ahead to PSG as well. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the second half.